That is a nest. Look.
Just big old rat's nest.
Hey, Nathan, we're pulling the transmission out.
Oh my goodness.
That belt is looking looser. Are you guys enjoying Buc-ee's?
$11. Yes, $11 too.
A lot of that stuff is expensive.
Like, look at that. See those little guys? $15 a piece. You do the math. How many's there? Somebody pause it and count them.
It's like $20,000.
Tell me how many dollars you're making off of those $15 little favorites.
You know Devin's signing up for the coupons here.
$15. This was 11. $11. All right, we made it to the truck. We have unloaded all of our stuff. Here's what we have for today to get the truck moving, try to drive it out of the place it's been. We are going to talk to the guy we bought it from. Super nice guy. He's letting us be on his property to do this, and he's got a really nice shop back here, so he's going to let us use any tools and stuff that we need to do, which is very kind of him. So we're going to go meet him, and then we'll show you the truck. I'm excited. Good morning.
How are you, sir?
So what was your name again?
Tom Kearns.
Tom Kearns. This is Tom Kearns. We are at his place down here. We bought a 1960 Ford F-350. It is a really cool truck. Tom is a hot rodder himself. That's his Mustang over there. We are going to head down to the truck, take a look at the truck in a minute, but before we do that, we're going to get some history on the truck, as much as we can get, anything that he knows about it, so that we can get an idea of what this truck's been through. So what do you know about the truck, Tom?
Well, the truck is something that I purchased off the side of the interstate in Verona, Georgia. I've been passing it for years, going back and forth to my farming operation in Homestead. And finally one day I had enough of seeing it sitting there, and I called the number on the billboard behind it, and come to find out the truck belonged to an elderly gentleman that was a peanut farmer, cotton farmer down there in Georgia. And he used the truck in the late 80s, and they were moving something into the field, and the truck, I don't know if they just left it overnight, exactly what happened. I don't know all of the details, but someone stole the radiator out of the truck, and the truck never moved out of the field, and it was in 1990. So I purchased it 4 years ago to convert it to haul this Mustang around with my kids, and just realized that I have way too much on my plate to try to bring it back to life, but I didn't want to see it die in a field in Georgia, so.
It's going to be a cool adventure today for us to get. We've got 600 miles to drive it home, and it's off the road since 1990, so that's 34 years it's been sitting. That's impressive. So let's see if we can get this thing fired up. We'll give you guys a tour around the truck before we dig into it, so you know exactly how it was when we found it, and then we find anything interesting, anything cool. And then Tom will be around here today. I'm sure you'll see him at least once or twice today when we're in desperate need of something we forgot to bring, because we worked yesterday till 4 and then left at 4 and loaded up at the same time. So we probably forgot something we bought. So hopefully Tom will be able to hook us up. Cool. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We ready to go see this thing?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
It's longer than I expected.
Wow.
That's a
I knew
big
it was
boy.
going to be long, but
What in the world?
I love it. Okay.
This thing is rad.
No fake patina here.
No, man, that is cool.
you don't got to worry about sanding marks on this thing.
No. All the work's done for you, buddy.
Wow. Nathan, you gotta get a shot of this window.
Oh, I did.
That is crazy. What a cool truck. All right, so, we got a cubby.
Yeah, there's a couple
Got a
cubbies. There's a
toolbox.
big cubby right here.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. I like that's for changing oil. for track days.
Nice.
Just go right there and
Just
let it
pull up on the truck and then you can slide underneath the truck and work on what you got.
All right, first impressions of the truck. It is actually the same color as the Love, which is pretty sick. That's gonna work out perfectly. I didn't notice that it had cab lights in the pictures, so that's really sick. I don't know, it's kind of those things on like Facebook Marketplace. It's like you see the picture, then you see it in person, it's just not what you expected, and this is definitely not what I expected. It's a little rougher than I thought. In the picture, it looked more like actually patined, like someone did some type of patina on it, but no, this is all natural. This is pretty wild. Definitely gonna need to clean this up a little bit. Oh, dude, feel that. We're gonna have to like sand that off. That's ridiculous. Luckily, the wheels don't look like they're gonna be that stuck. You know, we're in Tennessee and this was in Georgia, so it shouldn't be like salt rusty. It's just gonna be moisture rusty, so that's good. There's not a lot of storage, but we do have some cubbies back there, which could come in super handy. Hopefully we can get those open. This is way more homemade than I expected. I mean, you can see here where someone's just with a torch cut it. I mean, that's a pretty good cut with a torch. But man, this patina is just so good. Yeah, let's go around to this side where the bugs are. Every time I walk around this side, I feel like I'm getting a bug on me and I'm like freaking out a little bit. I've never really been up close to these 60 trucks, but I love it. These mirrors are super cool. You know, I was gonna try to like pick out a bunch of stuff I didn't like about it, but I'm having trouble. I really like it. I am having trouble finding things I don't like about it. I mean, I like the tires. It's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I went into this trying to think of things I hate, but I think that's all I got. I love it.
Did you see the seat yet?
No, we haven't opened up the inside. Let's see if we can get Scott to give us a tour of the interior.
So I haven't opened the door. Haven't opened the hood, haven't opened anything. So this is the first time that you guys are seeing this along with us. Take a breath. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so we have a radio. Oh, we have air conditioning and heated and cooled seats. I was joking. This is quite something. And since Devin's gonna be driving, he can sit up against that. I see a lot of mouse poop, a lot of spider webs. John's gonna be happy about that. Let's take a look at the floor, if there is one. Is there a floor?
Somewhat.
Barely. Steering actually feels pretty good. Gear shift seems to go in gear. We have a fire extinguisher. Probably gonna need that. And also we have heat in case we get cold. And right there's the heat. That's some heat if you need the heat and y'all's cold. Y'all just pull on that knob right there and that gets y'all the heat. Zoom in on them words right there, them letters. See them letters? That's the heat. So yeah, first impressions. Wow.
All right, I'm ready to see this interior.
Dude.
See what we're gonna be dealing with for 11 hours.
Oh yeah, just be happy that you're not the one driving. That's all I'm gonna say.
Woo! Wow, 11 hours, dude.
We're gonna fit.
Oh my God, it is actually so much worse than I thought. It's really bad. See, I was all chipper and happy about the outside, but I think this is gonna take a dark turn here soon. Dude, I don't know what Devin was talking about. He kept saying, these seats are big, these seats are big. This seat is not big. This is a 2-person seat. This isn't even a 3-person seat.
We genuinely might have to ride in the bed of the truck.
It's really bad. It's...
Can I get your reaction to something? Walk around the truck.
What do we have? Oh no. Who's...
There's one laying around.
Dude, for real, what is that? Is that a grasshopper?
It's a camel cricket.
Linkage.
Do they travel in herds? There's just one, they're lone wolves. Okay, thank God. Did you see the most disheartening thing?
What?
The clutch is stuck to the floor. That means we're gonna have to actually get all the way into the truck, which I was not wanting to do. Dude, that is so much worse
Right?
than I ever could have thought.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that seat's
horrible.
made for 2 people, not even 3 people.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a cushion, like the dollar store or something, and I'm gonna lay back right here in this corner.
I bet we could find a free couch on the side of the road and ratchet strap it back
Dude,
here.
Yeah.
We might have to do that. You're gonna take a look under the hood?
Yeah, I gotta go take a look under the hood, make sure we got everything we need to do.
Yeah.
And we get under there because we have Dad for about 30 more minutes before he leaves.
He's in total vacation mode.
Before he's in total vacation mode.
I mean, look at those pants. He's got his swimmies on already.
Yeah, before we lose him.
Forget I even exist.
Right now. I'm on vacation.
Let's take a look in here. I love the way the front of this thing looks. It's a shame that the glass is broken in a bunch of places. That's sad. We'll have to find some glass for it. But anywho, let's get in there. It's like you gotta maybe just pick straight up over there.
I got a bunch of stuff.
There it goes.
I got this.
Woo-wee. All right. What do we got in here? Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, isn't it? The flywheel's all the way towards the front. I think
It's got a floating.
I think there is a gear in that. I think the gear is probably retracted. And that shaft is just to keep it solid so that it comes out on that shaft. Well, I'm just trying to be positive here
Be optimistic. I love it.
because we are 600 miles from home. Water pump spins. All right, let's take a look around here and see what we've learned. I think that's going to be an issue right there. We'll probably just loop that though. It is 100 degrees around here. We don't need heat, so we'll be fine with that. This is the starter solenoid, so luckily we can take our, that's going to run our starter today. Hook it right up to those 2 terminals and we can crank it from a button. It looks like our generator's spinning. I mean, 6 out of 10. Yeah. Couldn't ask for a whole lot more. The brakes are terrifying. I can already tell you the brakes are terrifying because this thing has been sitting for 30 years and we have a single cylinder master cylinder, which means if we lose one brake, we lose all brakes. Hydraulic clutch, which is interesting, but the pedal's on the floor, so we're gonna figure out how good the 60s hydraulic clutch systems were. It's got this crazy looking brake booster here, which is a vacuum booster that somehow the brake fluid comes, this is your main master cylinder, and then it comes down into this second master cylinder that's boosted. Hoping everything in that system's good. If not, we're gonna be bypassing it somehow, getting only front brakes or something. Manual front brakes to drive this thing 600 miles home would be great. We need to check the oil, but I need John to smell it because first impressions are very important. So we're gonna have to pull that dipstick and see what John thinks about the way it smells.
We're gonna play a game called, does that tire hold air? Let's find out. Oh, no way. Oh, well, maybe. It's just the tread coming apart there. Let's see what we got here. Oh my, dude, this tire is covered in spiders. I'm instantly not having a good time, dude. That cricket thing, that mutated cricket, now the spiders. I don't like bugs. It's so much worse than the pictures. I love it. It's not as reclaimed into the earth as I thought it would be though. I thought it was gonna be like sunk down into the ground. Oh yeah, that tire's pumping right up. I think I'm gonna crack into an energy drink here soon because all I had was hotel coffee and it was really weak. And they only gave you like these tiny cups and I drank 2 of those cups. But every time you go and get a new cup, it's hot again. So you gotta like, you gotta blow it off. So I had like maybe 13 ounces of hotel coffee that was very weak and not very good. So I think I'm gonna have an energy drink. And apparently there's a little issue with the starter, so I don't know if Devin's doing that now. So we'll get an update from him here soon. And we definitely need to put a tire on at least this outside wheel. So no, I'm gonna go see if our friend down here has a floor jack I can go steal, so I'll be back.
So, we have a situation. We have a starter for this thing because this thing has no starter. But what we don't have is the important turny boy called appendix. that goes on the end of the starter. So we are calling multiple places around here in this area to see if we can find either the Bendix or the starter and the Bendix, whatever.
All right, so we just got off the phone with a place called A&B Auto Truck Repair. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. They have our little Bendix that needs to go in our starter, which is just, how's that even possible? Who keeps that in stock? That's probably been on their shelf for 20 years, but I'm not mad about it. So we are gonna send somebody, whether it's somebody in the moped or if it's dad heading down in the truck, mom and dad, it's up to you guys, whatever we wanna do. But it's the right Bendix, we're gonna send it with the starter. I'm gonna start rebuilding everything else I can do till we get back. We're gonna dig into this thing. What we need to know, first, if it's gonna catch on fire, we're gonna put a battery in it. This here should be our voltage regulator for our generator, which might end up not using. I'm nervous that that's gonna be bad, and also that the generator is gonna be bad. So I brought a 1-wire GM alternator that looks like, honestly, it's not gonna be too hard to adapt into this if we need to. So the biggest question of right now, probably not today, but of right now, is will this engine turn over? Because it's gonna be a big help if this thing runs to get it home. All right, let's see, let's give it a shot. We don't have a belt, so we can't try the fan, but we do have a breaker bar. Dude, butter. It is good. Ford is good. It's not even a ridge. How's that even possible? She's so good.
That's relieving news. Be careful of that too. That's some kind of nest.
Is there anybody home?
I don't know.
Knock, knock. Hey fellas, good news. Engine turns over fantastic. We went a full 360 and it feels great. So I'm gonna start pulling some plugs, get some oil down in those plugs, and then I'm gonna start working on the ignition system first, get a battery in it, do a fire test, make sure. I haven't checked the oil yet, John, because I need you to smell it when I pull it out.
Yes. You also might be asking yourself, why are you sitting on the ground when you have tires? I'm gonna take my chances with the ground because those are infested with spiders. Also, come look at these studs. Look at them like straight on.
They're not straight.
They're not straight at all.
They're all bent.
They're all hella bent.
Look at this double leaf spring setup. I really like that. Oh, there's our saddle tank, which means you fill from that. That's a tiny little place to put gas in. Yeah, I think that's for the saddle tank. This might have 2 tanks. Oh no. No, dog. Is that a locking gas cap? I'm not even joking. Yeah, we're gonna figure that out later. That's
Plate of the locking gas.
let's get a starter going. Let me get this engine ignition system done. I don't know which tank it's gonna run off of actually, or if it runs off of.
That's the lever. It's your.
Oh, is that what that is? That's the valve.
What that is. Yeah.
That's a valve to switch between tanks.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I would like to get that system going eventually, but if not, we brought a boat tank. Any of this that we're not going to use, we're going to send back. So she only needs what she needs, but we do know she needs these wires. Did I get a rotor button? Don't know. Do you want us to throw your stick? Ready? What nice dogs. Snappy cap. Wow, that actually looks really nice. Can you get a shot of it? That's really not in bad shape. Yeah. Just for the sake, these were so cheap. Just for the sake of us not getting our firing order mixed up, I'm gonna do this anyway. I am very curious to see what people's confidence level is in us. So, just right now, in the comments, pause it. How far are we making it with this thing? We making it 600 miles home? We making it to Nashville? Are we gonna make it to the cornfields of Ohio? And stop in the middle of the cornfields of Ohio and have to phone a friend. Or are we gonna even make it out of this field? What do you think?
I wish everyone could smell this gear oil. It's worse than the love shifter. It's really bad. Cool thing about these trucks is the wheel bearings are lubricated with gear oil, so they usually don't go bad. So once this comes off, we should be able to take the wheel bearing, the drum, everything off together.
So remember how I said I wasn't gonna put oil in the cylinders? So as a tech or as a mechanic or as just a hot rodder, you should be able to learn how to read spark plugs. It'll teach you a whole lot about your engine. This one's already telling us some things. So judging by the bottom of that spark plug with all that orange in there, we may have some moisture in our cylinders. I would find it hard to believe that there's anything on the cylinder wall that's going to cause us issues, judging by how well the engine turned over, but That is not a great sign. So that is cylinder 1. We're going to keep these in order just in case we find something interesting. We know which cylinder we're going to be coming from, but cylinder 2 is not telling us much of a better story. Can you focus on that, Dan? Cylinder 3, not much better. Oh, not good. Ew, that one's got a home on it too. Yeah. What we originally assumed, a 20-year sitting vehicle turned into a 34-year-old sitting vehicle. This truck's been sitting for 34 years. I'm 28. This thing stopped driving 6 years before my mama birthed me. That's crazy. So what we're doing now, I brought a borescope. We've got 2 tanks. We need to decide whether we're gonna use either of those tanks, if either of them look like they're not completely packed full of rust, or if we're just gonna have to go straight to boat tank, because I'm gonna start working on the fuel system and I'm gonna set it up and I don't wanna waste time. So that's a bad sign for tank number 1. It's not too bad, like there's good looking metal there. Wish I could tell where I was in the tank. That might just be the bottom, that might be tarnish. All right, saddle tank, possibility. Then we got this guy. We don't have car keys. We don't have ignition sticks. We don't have any way to start this thing yet. I don't think he has them either. I'll ask him. He told me to get an ignition, and I didn't. We don't have ignition. So that's gonna be an adventure. And there's spiders all up in there, so we're gonna have to break that ignition. That's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna break it with a screwdriver. All right, Scott, do you have a task currently? I already took the ignition loose, it's right there.
Sure.
Break it, whatever, to get to where we can turn it with the start of the key. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Just got off the phone with our parts department, which is my mom and dad in Nashville. They have secured the bag and they're on their way back. Dad has the starter with him, so he says that it seems right, so at least it fits our starter. Hopefully it works on our flywheel. All right, these are numbered, so we can get our ignition system fired back up. Our coil is hooked up. Power to our coil seems to be heading towards the ignition, which is great. And then our water pump, the bearing feels as good as a 60s water pump should. If that was a newer one, I'd be worried, but 60s stuff, you can't ask for too much. And then I think we'll actually start seeing if our radiator is gonna work.
Does it have a heater core shut off? I love that. That's the heat. You just shut the heater core off. It's got linkage to it.
That's crazy.
That's really cool.
So, need you for a couple things. One, we need to check the oil and you need to smell it. Wow. I mean, impressive.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
We might not even need to change that. What do you think?
I'm
Let me get your opinion first.
I'm more of a
feel it kind of guy. I'm more of a smell it kind of guy.
there's still a lot of viscosity to that. I mean, it feels slippery.
Dude, we're home free. I mean, it's just
think
perfect.
We're gonna take our oil with us.
It's a little fuely, but
Yeah, we're gonna.
someone did try to start it in 1990 on this oil. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna. What, you want to hit that throttle? I'll hit it for
next
you.
thing I want you to do is hit that throttle, and then I'm gonna put a battery in it and hook the battery up, and then I need to just sniff around and make sure nothing's on fire inside.
Cool.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push any harder than that.
All right, so here's the deal. This carburetor's been sitting without that oil bath air filter on it for a long time, and I mean it's actually got nests and stuff built in the top of it. I brought a carburetor kit. We could try to rebuild this thing. With that linkage being stuck, it's going to cause us nothing but issues on the way home. I'm going to have to rebuild it, try to lube everything up. Right now, with everything we've got going on, I think we're just going to put that new carburetor on. And besides, that single barrel carburetor I got on Amazon, and it was $85, and the carburetor kit was like $50. So financially speaking, we'd be rebuilding that thing for $30. Which this is an original Holley. I don't know if the one I got was an original Holley, but let's get it out of the box and find out.
Let's do an unboxing. What is this?
The hood prop, but the hinges are so rusty we don't need it.
Oh.
All right, we're looking for our carburetor. I think it's this box. It is, first try. Yeah, see, this one doesn't say Holley on the side of it, but it did come with a base gasket. What I am assuming is a little bit of valve train noise because this thing has been off. It's not ran in a very, very long time, so I'm expecting, I mean, we're from Ohio. Did you just see that? This thing, 1960, that does not happen in Ohio. You can't just get an open-end wrench on a single thing in Ohio. You having fun?
Yeah. You having fun?
Yeah, this is cool, man. I live for this stuff. I love doing it, but I also love just how people think we're insane. That's so cool. People are like, you're doing 600 miles from home to buy a truck that we thought didn't run for around 20 years. Now we know it didn't run for around 30 years. And that's your only way home. Yep.
We're gonna blow this puppy out right now. I don't know what's under this seat. Oh wow, that is a nest. Look.
Just big old rat's nest.
Yeah.
Huge.
All right, good enough. Let me get this bag back here real quick.
All right. Get the old carburetor off, everything's all cleaned up. We're gonna have to do a little bit more switching some things around for choke and stuff, but it's gonna be pretty easy. Hopefully this thing just fits and we can set this guy up to just do its job. We won't have a whole lot to worry about. Right now the problem is this carburetor's set up a little bit differently and the holes are too close together, so it's causing me not to be able to get these nuts in place. The stud is too close to the base of the carburetor. We might be back into the original carburetor.
So let's take a look in this drum and see what we got. 30 years of sitting. Here's our
That's nuts.
shoe.
Got a couple miles of wear left.
Ooh,
That is so cool.
that was a fight.
How was
Dude,
the seal
good job.
looking?
You guys,
I'm
that's
concerned
crazy.
about this guy here.
Oh, that guy is what it is. So
Yeah, I didn't get those, so
we didn't.
if we're losing gear oil, we're losing gear oil.
So we'll just put some more in it.
We'll just put more in it.
Very simple drum
Just don't
brake
do it in a
setup, though.
parking lot,
Yes.
because my goodness, people get so mad if you
You
just
know?
check your gear oil in a parking lot.
I'm no carburetor expert, but I would say that's pretty bad. So, what, something with the 2-bolt mounting?
The girth here, from here to here, is wider than that one. And then this sits down on the studs, but the studs sit all the way inside of these holes. I can't get nuts on it. Not a chance.
Can't change this base over.
I mean, we might be able to change that base over, but then you're going to be mixing linkages. I think we're better off to rebuild the Holly that we have than trying to adapt this Chinese carburetor over. Let's get some rags and get to rebuilding this carburetor, because it's the only one we got. Woo! That brake clean's got some burn to it. I got a little cut on my finger. Yeah, that Tennessee brake clean is spicy. This isn't gonna be, I mean, this is my sterile work environment right now. This isn't gonna be the fanciest clutch rebuild you've ever, or the fanciest carburetor rebuild you've ever seen. It's just gotta get it done. I do want the Holly to pop a little bit though. It is interesting that these were factory Hollys, I like that. But we'll have a new accelerator pump to put in here. The accelerator pump started moving, so that's good.
What did Riley say about those inner tubes?
They said no.
No, okay, so.
We need to get the Tractor Supply inner tubes. We have to look at those tires on that side and see what we're looking like, see if we can get at least
We can get
2 on the back.
We can get 4 right now.
4 inner tubes?
Yeah, we have 4.
But it's an hour away, isn't
One
it?
is now.
Inner tubes aren't only at Tractor Supply. I just haven't looked any further. Just look at other places. You could call tire shops, look around at tire shop, like people that just sell tires, see if they have any inner tubes, especially around here in the farmlands.
Yeah.
They probably have some inner tubes around.
So, I just got off the phone with A1 Tire
Okay.
that is 5.2 miles away. He's at lunch right now. He said call him back in about 10 minutes, but he thinks he has about 5 of them.
That's perfect.
So,
Yeah,
coming
we only
together.
have 6 wheels,
right.
so.
The
Yeah.
feng shui is flowing.
It is, dude. It's because we're meant to be
Crazy.
doing this.
You wanna see something else? We're okay. We have a starter, fellas. We don't have any bolts to bolt it in, but we've got it. Today on All in Auto, we're building a hybrid carburetor because we're having some base issues. So right now what I'm trying to do is take the base off of the old carburetor. The only other issue is going to be this linkage here. It seems to be working okay, but it might not let me close my throttle as much as I want. It's either that or this choke assembly is a little different, which actually the choke assembly unbolts off of this one. I honestly don't care. I'm not doing that. It's 100 degrees out here. We're not gonna use the choke. I don't know if you can tell or not what parts are old and what parts are new, but that's the hybrid carburetor. That's half Holley, half China. The real issue now is this used to have this big spacer in it, which when it came apart, it scattered like that, and it's never gonna seal back up and give us enough vacuum for what we need to do. We're gonna be fighting that and don't wanna be harder on the starter than we need to be because we know we can't find a starter. So what we're gonna do now is this stud is not threaded all the way to the base. It's only threaded to about there. It means if we run that nut down on here, we're gonna have like a 1/4 inch gap between the end of those threads and the top of this base. So we're gonna take some of these lock washers I had spare in my box, and we're gonna space it up, try to clamp it down enough that it's gonna work. But this whole process we did luckily put us back in position with our ball, so we will have throttle done. Let's take a flat razor and make some people mad. This is cast. If you get mad about that, then this is how your forefathers did it. This is how the pioneers crossed the Atlantic.
Trying to figure out, I'm not seeing a recess in these tires. They are 2 pieces. Maybe not, I don't know, I can't tell. Oh, there's a little recess on this side. All right.
Good?
Yep. Might need some more feet. See if I can. There's not enough of a recess in these wheels. Yeah, there's barely a recess.
This is old school.
Yeah, it is.
So what's going on with our wheels, Scott?
Okay, so here's the thing. We found a local guy, A1, and he has 6 inner tubes that we need, the size for these tires. And we have the tires, and he will mount the tires on the wheels for us. So we're gonna take them there and take our tires, take our wheels. We gotta get this front end jacked up, get these 2 wheels off, and 5.2 miles away and get that done. So that's gonna save us a whole lot of time.
Definitely.
That we can be working on other stuff while he's doing that. Follow me. Okay.
See you in about an hour.
See you in about an hour. Thank you, Chris.
All right, Devin, what's going on?
So we've done a few things, but the guys are still out getting the tire situation handled. They're also picking up some lunch. So since they've been gone, we've done a few things trying to get some stuff situated. So we dipped this tank, this saddle tank, which is on the side, and we dipped this tank. This tank's actually got some fuel in it. It was looking rough, and the smell was insane.
We messed up the audio a little bit, but we have the visuals of my face smelling that. It was unbelievable.
So what we did find is there was like a weird seal on this thing, on that locking gas cap. So this thing's definitely been taking water on this tank since it's been parked for 30 years. And then this tank does not look that great either. And it's not much more capacity than the boat tank that we bought. What we decided to do there is use the boat tank that we bought. We brought a boat tank with us that has a fuel gauge in it. So it's gonna live right here. We're gonna find a way to strap it in here. And then we have a pusher pump from Eldebrock. It is bolted and grounded right there, and then a line runs out from there under the truck, runs all the way up to the front of the car. Right now there's no fuel in this, but this will work really well. Once we give power to that red wire with key on, it'll push fuel up front for us. But we still have some ignition issues. We don't have the key, so we still got to get that ignition gutted, and so that we can use a screwdriver to run that ignition. But since then also, we have some footage of us trying to fight that starter in. That starter weighs like, what do you think, John?
25 pounds.
It's a heavy starter.
Yeah.
It has a crazy Bendix system on it. It's the one we had to send out for this morning that luckily A&B Auto in Nashville really hooked us up on it. They were able to get us set up and going again. So let's go up front, take a look at that starter, how that's all assembled and what we got going on up front. Then we're gonna go back to working on that ignition and see what we can get done. So right now we do have the battery hooked up, the new starter in, and we have the ability to do this. You ready? That's pretty cool, huh? That is
sound.
A relieving sound. It sounds horrible, but it's still a relief to hear that because earlier this morning we thought we didn't have a starter. We have the new fuel system plumbed up into here. We do need to take it loose. The last section of the line needs to come apart here, and then the new line's sticking right there that we brought up from that tank. We're gonna hook it to here, and then with the flip of a switch, that pump should come on, pump fuel up through our filter into our new carburetor, and we're about ready to see if this thing will have spark. We got to check spark next and a few other things.
We are back at the tire place. Got 5 out of 6 done, and we're waiting on the last one, and he's gonna give us a little class on how to remount the ring if it pops off while we are filling the tires up. So.
He gets all that stuff.
So you see the egg here and here? You see how there's a lip?
And then the lip's gone.
And then the lip's gone? Okay. So
you got it on both sides.
Yeah, it's going to be straight across from each other. But it's, you just try to get that on the corners and then get that in as much as possible. And then wherever my sledgehammer at. Stand up, probably.
Hey guys, this car, that's why I bought that truck. I was going to put this car on that truck to haul my 2 beautiful children around, Silas and Sawyer, to go to different car shows and different things, but got a little bit older. The boys got 1,000,001 things to do, and we have a lot of fun in this. So this car, I inherited it from a mentor 30 years ago, Bob Kozlik in Virginia, and I built it with him in mind. He liked black automobiles and no badges. He didn't like emblems anywhere, so black it is. I inherited it from him again, and I built it as a complete dedication to Bob. It has a rack and pinion manual rack underneath of it, 4-link rear, narrowed, 355 Positrack 9-inch rear. Built the motor for him using his 2.4 setup that he wanted to put on the car originally, and had it cleaned up and polished and did a little modern porting and so on and so forth to get it to work with the dart block and the twisted wedge heads. March Performance serpentine belt system, Willwood 4 brakes all the way around. Very fun car to drive. And once again, I was going to put this car on that truck. But these guys seem to need this truck more than I do. So I got 2 car haulers, and me and the boys go wherever we want and stay there when we want. So it also features homegrown in Tennessee, United States, naturally processed denim. This is all natural. There's no petroleum based, anything whatsoever that was toxic to the environment went into making the natural blue dye for this denim. It was done by my wife's company at Stony Creek Colors. And Stevens Upholstery in Nashville, Tennessee did all my interior work. But anyway, that was the inspiration behind that truck. And now this truck is moving on to bigger and better things. And maybe they will meet again somewhere. Thanks for watching All Wind Garage.
I think we're ready to try to fire it up. How's that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
You okay with that? You got any qualms?
Not at all.
You got any qualms?
I'm good if you're good.
All right.
My want to get that clamp on that bottom hose first.
They're just sitting there.
Yeah.
I'll get them in a minute. Let's get a power probe set up or a meter set up to check charging as soon as it fires up. I want to see if this thing...
So you ended up being able to use that carburetor with
the bottom half of the other carburetor.
half of the other plate. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's the way we ended up.
Yeah.
So, John, since you did the ignition, do you want to go turn our ignition to on?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Let's do that. Let's get us in the on position. We need a multimeter. Let's check 12 V's to it real quick.
I can't see in blind.
That's not ground, that's power. It's backwards for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, I believe that should be the on position. It is now 3 o'clock, the hottest part of the day, and we've lost our shade.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody, we have 12 volts to the coil.
Wow, somehow. Miraculously, voltage is getting to the coil.
I have no idea how that's possible. So, let's give 12 volts to our fuel pump.
My goodness.
Scott, you want to check neutral?
It's in there somewhere.
Gear shifter's in neutral.
Here we go, everybody.
Can we pump the gas?
No, I got it, buddy. I just want to see if the accelerator pump's working. Yep. There's a couple spritzes of fuel.
That was a lot of spritzes of fuel.
All right, we need to get our spark tester. Let's see, are we getting spark from coil? Probably not, it looks terrible. Go ahead. One more time. Okay, so we either have a points issue, which is really easy to check. Yeah, we are getting no points, no spark from our points. We could try to clean these. We have a new set. Let's just throw the new set in there. Points are really good at getting corroded, Nathan. That's what's going on here. We got spark now, brother. All right, we just replaced the points in the distributor. They were really rough. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Let me just show them to you real quick. See that contact in there? That was not making connection anymore. We're gonna see where we're at. Let's see if it fires up. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Put a little juice in there.
Oh, it's got plenty. Did you see it? Yeah. I don't think it's got any vacuum. I don't think the throttle's shutting enough. Try that. Oof. All right.
I think she's gonna fire.
It's starting to want
It
to.
does want to, doesn't it?
It needs to pump up.
It wants it bad.
All right, Scott, give us another one.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Go again.
Again?
Yeah.
All right.
Something's wrong with that starter.
Something's wrong with that starter. It is not making a good noise.
Let's do a little research on our starter real quick. Let our terminals cool down, but we're getting close. You know what it is. I bet this is just a giant vacuum leak. Go ahead. That might have been a good thing. Go ahead.
I might actually let go. What a gnarly noise.
That is unnerving.
It's this carburetor. It's not going to work. We're going to have to switch back to the other one.
Is it not sitting
There's no
flat?
idle adjustment on this carburetor. It was on that bottom. It's just dumping fuel is what it is. All right, back to the original carburetor.
Dude, I can't do it.
What?
I can't think of what the lizards are called in holes. They got like, they like flare up their backs and they're like in that pit and like, and the lady who's like runs the camp is like, oh, those are something. But I can't think of what they're called. And it sounds like a snake name. It doesn't sound like it'd be a lizard name. You know what I'm talking about? And he's holding it and he's like holding all of them because they know like he's like supposed to be finding this because it was like his destiny because he climbed the hill. Because his uncle climbed the hill with the pig and it was his destiny to find what was buried, which I forget what was buried too. I remember they climbed up a hill, but they had those lizards. I just cannot think of what they're called. I don't know, it's really getting to me, man. I don't know if it's the heat, the gear oil smell, or the fact that I can't think of these lizard names, but something's getting to me.
All right, here we are again at the carburetor. This time, we have a rebuilt original Holley, numbers matching, getting ready to hook the linkage up, hook the fuel back up to it. I have a piece of line I'm gonna go grab off the other one, the old carburetor, the Chinese carburetor that never worked, that we should have never trusted. All right, I got a couple lines to hook up here and then we're ready to try again.
Accelerator pump's working.
It's dumping fuel, where's that fuel coming from? You see that?
Mm-hmm. Ready?
Yep. One more time.
It ran by itself for a second. Dumping fuel. It's every time you hit the accelerator pump.
Try it one more time, I'll go no accelerator pump. Let's see what happens. One more try. All right, let me find out why this carburetor is leaking.
Pouring down like a perfect line.
I know, there's like just a port right there that's just dumping. I wonder.
Freshly rebuilt too.
All right, I'll figure that out. Go ahead.
There it is.
Okay, go ahead. That starter, dude.
Yeah.
It's making me nervous. Okay.
Oh, baby.
Give it another one. Go ahead. Starter.
Does that starter need shimmed?
There is no shims. Go ahead. Again. Try it. Try it. Let's pull that starter and see what it's looking like before we don't have a starter anymore.
Make sure it's not shredding itself.
Yeah, see if there's any adjustment that can be done to it or what.
Oh, my brother.
Yeah?
Flywheel's not looking great.
Yeah, I bet.
Do you want to loosen these bolts and just see if we can slide it in?
Yeah.
Closer to the engine?
Yeah, see if it'll go over.
Let's see if we can rock it in some.
All right, should be loose there.
I don't feel any real movement in it.
I'm gonna try to feed it with a water bottle, so that at least we know it runs.
Probably got a little over half its teeth on the flywheel.
Gone.
It's got probably 60% of its teeth left. A couple spots look worse than others, but it's just taking the tips of the teeth off right now. That's what it's done.
It's too far out.
Yeah.
What's too far out? The starter?
That big Bendix thing that comes out there, it's too far away from
Yeah,
the flywheel.
it's only contacting like the top of the teeth of the flywheel, and it's
Okay.
eating them. So we need to figure out maybe we can Dremel out that starter a little bit and push it a little closer. Try to get some better engagement, which
That's
the
all we
good
can
thing
do.
is the whole bottom of the bell housing is open, so we can actually look with a light when we put it in, when we shim it in, we can actually see how close it is to the teeth.
Yank the starter then. All right, let's get to it.
Yeah, some of the teeth on the flywheel, there's like 3-4 inch sections where they look untouched by the starter, and then there's sections that are super shiny. This is gonna be an interesting one. I mean, dealing with bad teeth on a flywheel when you're 600 miles away is like the scariest thing you could be dealing with, honestly.
Yeah, that's not good.
Because at a certain point, there's just absolutely nothing you can do. We still got some shimming of the starter we can do because the teeth aren't totally gone, but the stock location of the starter is too far away from the flywheel for it to work correctly because the teeth are chewed up. So I think if we Dremel this out a little bit, get it just a little closer so it's contacting more of the teeth on the flywheel, then I think it'll be fine.
I still feel pretty confident. There's our wheels.
We got wheels. If Scott gets on those rear brakes, which I just need to help.
Yeah, if we can get at least rear brakes.
We can
start
get rear brakes.
Disassembling these master cylinders. We just got to get this puppy running, man. Our starters are our main issue right now.
Turn your mic on.
Look at those tires.
It ran for about 30 seconds so far. Not even that, 10 seconds. It seemed to be running. Scott, can you call O'Reilly's, see what a flywheel looks like for one of these, see if we can order it for tomorrow? Just worst case scenario. What'd you get?
You can get the ring gear.
The flywheel is separate from the...
Yeah, the ring gear. All you do is heat that thing up, slide it off, take the other one, heat it up, slide it on.
Since you can have it tomorrow by 8 a.m.
Done.
Order that.
Here we go, baby. And we're pulling the transmission out. All right, let's get to it. Dude, the trans is gonna come down quick. It's tiny. It's this long. All right, so update on getting this engine running. We were messing around with the carburetors, swapped them back and forth, finally got a carburetor setup that is gonna work. And then we were cranking it over. I mean, from the beginning, this thing did not sound good while it was cranking. And then it started being only able to crank for maybe 3-4 seconds, and then and you'd hear the starter grind on the flywheel. So we went under there, popped the starter back out, and what we found is that the teeth on the flywheel are actually super worn down, and that's a big issue because the only way to change a flywheel is to remove the transmission. But luckily, O'Reilly's can get us one tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So what we're gonna do now is pull the transmission and change out that flywheel ring. So we'll actually pop the flywheel off the back of the engine, and then these older ones, you actually heat them up, then you can pull the rings off, heat up the new ring, slide the new ring on.
There's the whole transmission. There's the transmission hole where you can see the whole transmission.
So what we found out is that was the reason this thing was probably parked from the beginning, because the starter was missing when we got here. So whatever, in 1990, that flywheel started going bad and someone needed the radiator out of it. They popped the radiator out, popped the starter out, I guess they probably popped the starter out, saw the flywheel, and then needed the radiator for something else, pulled that out, started pulling parts off this thing, and just let it sit, and then it kind of just got lost over the years that the flywheel was bad. So took us trying to start it to find out, but needs a flywheel, needs one, so we're gonna get it done.
All right, you shut that door. All right, come here, you. Don't dent my truck. Come on. It's stuck on the exhaust. John, you grab that side?
Yeah.
Scott, you grab that side?
We're pinching the exhaust up against the frame.
It's just,
Oh.
yeah. Again, Oh no, not your rocker.
Maybe grab the blanket to pull it.
The blanket was like about to tear when I was pulling on. There we go.
Very good.
Whew. Go team. On a day like today. Like that.
I already know
Oh
it.
my God, dude. Look at the back of my phone, I found it.
Picked up rust. So what's going on, Scott?
So we got it all torn down and ready to put back together. We have a gear ring for our flywheel coming tomorrow. We have 2 axle seals coming tomorrow from O'Reilly's. Should be there by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But basically today we went through, did the whole brake system, clutch, master, slave cylinders, got the tires done. That was a big part of this. We're moving right along. It was a very productive day. Got the transmission dropped. These guys really kicked butt on that. The wiring seems to be good, so we have that going for us. Got the fuel system ran. Yeah, very productive.
Yeah, so this morning the first thing we noticed is we didn't have a starter, which he did tell me the starter was missing, but the radiator was missing too. And we were told originally that the radiator was the reason the truck got parked. Starting to think that maybe it was the flywheel, the gear ring that Scott's talking about on the flywheel, because there's no starter in it for one, and the gear ring, the teeth are ground off of it and they're rusty. They're not from today. We got a new starter today, luckily, which was rough to get. But when we did get it, we put it in and it sounded horrible from the beginning. So it never was exactly right. So from there, we did get the truck to run for maybe 5 seconds or so. We got to hear it run. It didn't sound like a whole lot of valve train issues or anything. Everything sounded good, but as soon as we got it to run, that starter started spinning, missing teeth, and not turning the engine over anymore. So that's where we had to stop and decide that, are we going to continue to try to use this starter and limp it home, or are we just gonna buckle down and pull the transmission and get this new ring on? So then we tried the easy way some more, and it kept spinning. So now we decided we had to do it the hard way and pull the trans. John, what did you do with the brakes?
I fought that drum for Scott, and I fought that drum for probably an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
We finally got this side apart without breaking anything, which was awesome. I didn't really help too much with the other side, but it came apart pretty easy. Super simple drum brake setup. Went back together, no problems really. Just waiting on some seals for that. And then I ran that fuel line and then was under there pulling that transmission. But yeah, the brakes are looking really good. I'm actually really happy with how the brakes are.
Yeah, that is something we got into today, is finding out that neither of our tanks were usable. Ended up on the boat tank, which I don't really mind. I think it's gonna be kind of cool anyway. Maybe a little bit of capacity issue, but maybe we'll just grab another 5-gallon tank.
Do a swap.
Yeah, and then just take it with us, and then when the 12-gallon gets low, we'll just pour the 5-gallon in and keep on going. Not have to find a gas station, and then fill up 17 gallons at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a 2.5-gallon too. We could go almost 20 gallons.
We're probably gonna get probably 11 miles a gallon. No. What?
Probably less than
Less
yeah.
than that.
But it's looking pretty promising for tomorrow. We get the engine turning over right, then and we get enough time to mess with this, get enough tries to mess with the carburetor, get it set up. I think we're gonna have it running pretty quickly and be on our way. All right, well, we'll get back to this thing in the morning real early. We'll catch you guys there.
Good morning, everybody. Day 2. We are back at the truck. We are almost out of parts. So you know what that means. We got to get this thing out of here.
Trying to be heading north by midday. Goals for the day. Scott's going to go right into getting our brake system working. He has to put wheel cylinders in the shoes in the front. I'm just topping off our fuel system here so that we can get going. We have new starter. We have to get the flywheel off of the engine so that we can replace the gear on the flywheel. We can get the transmission back in with a new clutch kit. So that's going to be me and John, mostly John. As soon as this thing's, by the time we get this thing running properly, I think Scott's going to have the brake system under control. We have a bench bleed kit. Going to bench bleed our brake cylinders, our master cylinder, and we're going to bench bleed our clutch master cylinder while we're at it. And then we have the new slave to go on the new clutch kit. This thing will be like a new one.
I mean, it is.
I mean, really, we've replaced every single thing on this thing.
New gear oil in the rear, new transmission fluid.
After this, as long as it can stay at temperature, I mean, we're good to go. Only thing left after that is we have a right rear taillight out. And that's it. We're on our way home.
Yeah.
We might be driving through the dark tonight. Who knows how far we'll make it.
Who knows? Indeed.
We're gonna find out.
We're going to test that.
We're gonna test that.
Hi, baby. Good morning.
Throw the stick.
Ready?
So fast.
I didn't even think that was full sprint. That was a leisurely run. She's like 70% of what she was yesterday. She's going way faster.
Welder's got a lot
She's
more to
not
move
even
around.
bringing the stick right back.
I gotta get those sockets out from under there, and there's bugs under there.
Here we go, John.
Sick.
Let's just rake everything out from under there.
Under truck sockets. Dude, that looks so good. That's nice.
That's much better.
Dude, good move. Yeah, that's super nice.
Clumsy.
Pretty cool thing about these old trucks is I actually didn't even know this. This whole floor pan area comes out, so you can actually just replace the clutch right from inside. So if you have the right size socket, you can replace the clutch from inside. I'll be right back. So we're gonna be replacing the clutch, but before we can replace the clutch, we gotta do the thing we're here to do, which is get this flywheel off and get this ring off. That's what was giving us all the issues yesterday with cranking it. That's why we really couldn't get it running. So when Devin bought this, we were talking, we're like, oh, we're not gonna have to pull the trans and replace that. And, you know, we're not gonna have to do that, but here we are. We're gonna keep all this stuff in good shape because I don't know if the new clutch kit is right yet. So we're just gonna toss that on the ground for now. Now, pop his flywheel off. What a good day, dude. I've been trying to take a page from Scott's book and manifest. All right, let's go around to the back and check his flywheel out. All right, so here we have the old flywheel. You can really get a good look at these teeth, and you can see this side's just rusted up. So that was definitely like that before. Probably the whole reason this thing was parked originally. You compare that to our new teeth, the difference is crazy. That was definitely our issue, and luckily we caught it before we hurt the starter. So our starter's still in good shape. We just got to pop this ring off with some heat because this is a press fit, but we should be able to heat this ring up. We have a map gas torch that I bought yesterday. We're gonna try that first. If that doesn't work, Tom said we could use his torches. So he's actually gotten a acetylene oxygen setup that will definitely work, but we're gonna give this map gas a shot real quick, see if it works.
This is going home with us.
It's going on the wall.
This is gonna hang on the wall in the office. Stop.
So we brought it to the shop.
Okay, we'll take this up to the shop. You wanna keep working brakes?
Yeah, got it.
So, do you want to set it on top, or just got to figure out how we're gonna steady this thing? Does he have welding gloves over there?
Yeah.
Might be a move. We unsheath this one. Unsheath me.
Ew, dude, I know what it's gonna be like in there. John's got hand fungus.
No, he's
from
making
his-
stuff.
it's
I
from
don't
his-
have any type of funguses. I don't have
It's
anything
from his
wrong with me.
fingernails.
Look at the back of his arm. He's got arm fungus.
It's from his fingernails. It's disgusting. Every once in a while, his fingernails fall off, and then his girlfriend puts acrylics on so that nobody notices. Just insert them like that Squidward.
Here, why don't you do it?
That Squidward gross up.
Well, at least so I don't accidentally touch it when I'm trying to get it on there. Just need a way to hold down the one side.
My booby sweat right now.
Oh, dude.
It is insane. I've got
The heat coming off this thing is...
betwixt my cheeks, dude.
It's like sitting around a campfire.
It's right between left Twix and right Twix. You could slow roast just in the air right here.
Yeah, just...
Like if you wanted to crock pot it to a rotisserie chicken.
You could make a s'more for sure.
Hotter. Hotter, dog.
I'm gonna go grab us another hammer.
I don't want to do too much hitting of this thing while it's this hot, though. That's the thing.
Right, we want it to more kind of drop on.
You want it to drop on, because now that it's this hot, it's soft.
I'm gonna give it just light tap. Might be better off if you push down on this. One of us push down, one of us taps.
No, it's got to get bigger, dude. There's no way.
All right, I'm gonna go grab the grinder and just.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
You're right. It does need a little dremeling. Crazy how that thing won't take heat.
So close, dog. We got it.
Dude.
It was such a nightmare.
What, that was hour
I started on that at 9. It's like 11 something.
and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. Who knows anymore? I didn't even do half of that. Was mostly Devin, and that was crazy.
It wasn't, so that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong
That's
one.
not for this car. Don't know what it's for, but it's not this. I had to take 1/8 inch out of it probably, at least.
There's a bit.
Out of the whole thing, which, I mean, for something like this, that's a big difference. And I just had to, Tom has a really nice big like metal working bench up there. And I just took it on the bench, held the grinder, and just kept rolling it all the way down to make sure that I wasn't grinding somewhere too much. I would be nervous. If this was going in something like we normally work on, I would want to put a tack weld in here just because this isn't the correct one. I'm nervous that's going to try to spin on there. It would not go on until we heated it up. We had to get it really hot, and then it went on. So once it cools down, I think it's going to tighten up a lot. And I don't think it's going to be an issue. But the great thing about the way this bell housing is shaped on that transmission is if it is an issue and we think that it is spinning, before we leave, Tom's got some really nice welders up in there, and I'll be able to slide underneath and just throw a tack weld in a couple spots, and then we'll be on our way. But John, you're up.
All right, here we go. Cool it down and install it.
I'm gonna go clean up Tom's shop.
Well, while a bunch of other things were happening, I installed a new pilot bushing, and now I'm installing our old flywheel with a new ring on it, so our starter should work really good now. This took it off, so I'm guessing just barely. So I'm guessing full kill on this is the torque spec for that, is what I'm gonna go with. Yeah.
You want me to grind that down a little bit for you?
My entertainment bug is out right now. It's on vacation. All right, whatever foot-pounds that is from the DeWalt is what this is torqued to, so it's gonna be good. I hate it down there. All right, boys, let's get the transmission up in there. She's ready to go.
We should probably drag it butt first.
That exhaust is so much lower than it was yesterday.
So we want the tarp under there, but we want the tarp to stay clean. So
Yes.
we're gonna take the strap like we did last time, run the strap all the way across the other side of the truck, drag it to the middle, then wrap the strap around it, then me and you will both get up top, and we'll pull it up so that John can pull the tarp right under the truck, and we'll set it back down on the tarp so that John can get under there and not lay in filth.
All right,
cool.
we are on the cross member.
Kick the front wheels off, move the back with the handle. 2, 3, 4.
There we go, that's better.
Good?
Yep. You know what sucks? The engine's gotta go back up. That's the only way, because we're on the transmission mounts now.
Okay, I can go up like halfway. It's looking really good up here. Like we could get a bell housing bolt lined up.
Our input shaft's not even in the clutch though.
Okay, so you want up then?
Yeah. Yep, back to where we started. This is pretty much, that's how it's gonna have to be. Ooh, yep. Right there. Right there's perfect.
Okay.
All right, go up with the trans just a little bit. Perfect, right there.
We are way off up here. There's no way. The transmission has to roll clockwise as I'm facing it.
See that, Scott?
Yeah, I did.
Is that better?
No.
Is that worse?
Yeah.
That was better for me though. Can you do that again? This thing's got like 6 splines on it. Get them lined up. And I think our input shaft's in. Seems to be going together, I think.
Tell me when to lift, because I can't.
That helped.
I can't hold it. I can lift it, but I can't hold
I think
it.
you guys are right. Now we really need a bolt if we can get it. Probably go ahead and try to take the engine up if you can.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yep, perfect. Our splines are in. Yep, input shaft is in. All right, so as you can see, the transmission is in. That was quite a fight, but we did win. So transmission's in. I'm bolting the starter in now. We're about to do a test hit with the starter to make sure that it's meshing well with a new flywheel ring. So if it's meshing well and it's cranking over good, then I'm gonna hop underneath and start putting the drive shaft, shifter back in, put the floor back in, transmission mounts, and then as soon as Devin gets back, Devin can start getting this engine tuned in. He can fire it up and hopefully get a good first startup reveal. Hopefully we can get all that done in a tornado of things going on at one time. And then wheels on, wheel seals, fire it up, drive it out of here, go home eventually. And probably, if I had to guess, we're gonna be home in 32 hours.
Mm-hmm.
12.8.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Something's not happy in there. I think there's a nest down inside that intake. That intake's gotta come off. You see that come up out of the carburetor?
What came out? I saw a bunch of smoke.
It's like a ember.
Oh, really?
It wasn't like fuel. It was like an ember. Intake's gotta pop off, I think.
Things just burrowed in there and made a life.
Nothing weird?
Nothing weird.
How about the exhaust?
No, nothing weird.
Nothing weird? All right, should we pull the valve cover?
Yeah.
I'm just nervous. That didn't sound fantastic.
No. Yeah, let's get that all squared back away on there, and then we'll pull the valve cover. All right, let's see what we got under here.
Nothing too bad there. Engine looks really clean, actually.
Does look pretty clean. Did you explain what we're checking for here?
Yeah, we're looking for anything weird in the valve train. It looks like the valves could use a little adjustment, but I mean, they don't feel bad, so.
So yeah, so we're gonna watch for any abnormal movement. Ready?
Yeah.
There it is.
Do it again. Yep, that's it. Why? It could just be stuck up. It should just be sludged up, dude. It could have been up the whole time.
Maybe smack the valve side, see if you can pop that valve around.
It's moving. All right, let me bump it and see if it goes back down.
Ready?
Go ahead. Again.
Nothing from the push rod.
Go back up. It's not. It's like halfway.
Yep.
Go again. Center that lifter back up. Ready?
Yep.
Look at that valve. That valve's not moving.
Yep. Got a stuck valve. So it's not stuck on this side, it's stuck on the valve side. The valve has a guide, so it's stuck in its own guide.
Do you want to show that to the camera?
The valve goes like this and it's stuck in its own guide. That's actually what the valve's doing. That's not even a joke.
Yeah, I know
Bump
that.
it. just very low. Little.
Yes. Oh.
But it's not going back down. Go do it. Just bump it. Bump it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
okay.
lifter was taking all of that.
Pull that pin, pull that guy off the front, right? And then
Right.
we'll just start.
I just need a pair of pliers.
Okay.
I'm just, so what that means,
Here's a flathead screwdriver. Start with that.
so what that means is the cam is working, which is
We got
really
a stuck
good.
valve, brother.
Because what can happen is if a valve gets stuck in the lobe,
The rockers.
is trying to come up on high cam, it'll ride that lifter and it'll eat your cam lobe off, and then it'll never work. But you do not want to eat in cam lobe. It's not good. I guess 30 years of being open definitely could have done that.
Needs to figure it out.
Now, so this So a rocker arm. You want to inspect that rocker arm, Stuart?
There's your adjustment.
Here's our push rod.
Except for time.
Right.
I might be able to get a pry bar in right there, or there's the outro right there.
We went analog with that. See, we didn't even need anything digital.
Oh, woo! Oh, interesting.
That was good.
that?
That went all the way up. That's all the way up.
All the way up.
Do those valves go all the way up?
All the way up. Them valves. All the way up. with
Valves
them
tapping,
valves.
lifters rapping.
All the way up. With
Is that the
them
point we've gotten
valves.
to?
Yep. Got it blown up Ford, but you don't hear me yapping.
Dang.
To get it back in there, we're gonna have to take it all the way out of adjustment, which there's no lock washers on these.
Dude, that's
Things
good.
is
It's
crazy.
moving. All right.
Push rod. How's it looking?
Looks good.
All right, I'm gonna crank it over so we get on low cam because I don't know what we're on right
Okay.
now.
Right there. All right, now here's the trick. I can't figure out how to adjust these. No, that's out. They're just really tight. Nathan, this is a really hard time in my life right now. And I don't have time
To be adjusting valves.
to be adjusting valves.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up and my valve was stuck open. I said, oh Lord Jesus, there's a miss. I didn't grab no wrenches and nothing, Jesus. I done took the valve cover off and got the valve free.
Wow.
That was really good.
Things get real crazy on day 2.
Y'all are getting zany today.
Whoa. This truck is just literally throwing everything it has at us right now. All right.
Let's see if that valve works now.
Yeah, baby.
Woo!
We're in business. Let's get that valve cover on.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That is so cool.
Boys.
Yes.
That is awesome, man.
Idling by herself.
Look at her go. That's what I'm talking about.
We're driving that thing home,
We're
dog.
driving that thing home, dude.
That is awesome. Oh man, that's
All right,
crazy.
buddy, can you throw me that valve cover?
You can't fake a feeling like that.
Wow,
You can't
yeah.
make a feeling. That's crazy.
Dude, that was just the highs and the lows.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Crazy right
Our
now.
valve
this
cover's
whole
shot. We
adventure's
need
The gasket bad.
we need a gasket. Do we do a valve adjustment while we're here since we've got it all apart and we can't
No.
really run it till we gotta?
No. No, absolutely not. Valve cover reinstalled. Check that off the
go.
list. It's been just a roller coaster all day, but right now we're straight up.
So this aftermarket brake system relocated the brake switch.
Okay.
It's a brake pressure switch that actually works the brake lights on this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not reusable, and nobody had a single fitting brake pressure switch to work our brake lights.
Gotcha.
And we really can't get pulled over in this thing.
Gotcha.
So
I know where you're headed with this, I think.
here's the deal. Middle guy's shifting.
Obviously,
Driver's
that's gonna
driving.
happen. Yeah.
Almost what you got.
Someone's
Brake
got.
light guy.
It's a team effort.
All the way to the right.
Everybody has a job to do.
Someone's
Everybody
gonna
has a
ask
job
you,
to
like,
do.
can you take me for a ride? Be like, you got 2 friends? Maybe a few hours in, I'll get tired of shifting.
And then whoever's driving can have their arm across the whole bench, and then whenever they go hit the brakes, they squeeze the brake guy.
There you go.
As soon as you started talking about the brake lights, I was like, no way we're putting just a push button switch in here. But honestly, I thought you were gonna walk up with a toggle switch that you found in the tool bag, so I like that better. So,
Yeah, I bought this.
yeah. How much was
It's
that?
6 amps. $8.99.
Deal. Yeah, so we're dealing with a bolt that feels like it's gonna snap in the water pump. The other ones came out all right, but Devin is our bolt whisperer. So he's gonna talk to it. He's gonna see if they can work out a deal where maybe it comes out, but it just takes a couple threads with it. Maybe maybe it comes out, but it leaves some threads in there. You know, anything but breaking is what he's trying to work out right now. I think Devin, I mean, he's a shrewd negotiator. I think he can make it happen.
Just give up.
Like that twist is
that
in there. I can feel that moving. I don't know, dog. That bolt is on the edge of snapping. Yeah, I would like to put some heat on it. It's in. I don't know if it's moving or if it doesn't feel like it's moving. It feels like it's twisting. That was what it was. No, it broke. All right.
So, remember how I said Devin was going to negotiate with this bolt? Well, turns out this bolt was quite the shrewd negotiator, and
Head up to the shop.
she did break. So, I mean, we had torches on it, we had everything, and it just wouldn't come out. So, the bolt did win this one for the bolt, but it's not going to be up for long. We're about to get it out. And now that the water pump is out of the way, we can really heat around where that bolt is, and hopefully get it loosened up, get a new bolt in there. We'll be rolling. So, I got both rear wheels on, both rear brakes adjusted, and we were like, okay, sick. Let's get the engine running. They were working on the engine, trying to get it going, and the fuel pump died. Out of nowhere, brand new fuel pump. Devin's up there fixing that now. So we sent Eric to O'Reilly's to get us a new fuel pump, and Scott and I had this great idea. I said, hey, let's bleed the brakes. So I'm back here, Scott's pumping, blew a brake line immediately. So we found that the brake line all the way from the front of this truck to the back is blown, and the brake line from the left front to the right front is completely blown. And then while they were under there discovering that, they also found that the rear carrier bearing is completely pulled out of its bushing. So we're gonna get some lights set up, some big shop work lights out here, and we're gonna run new brake lines. We gotta drop the drive shaft down, fix that carrier bearing bushing, and put a new fuel pump in it. So that's kind of where we're at now.
That one just broke loose. That's good. Woo! That's hot. I just don't want boiling brake fluid on me. See it about to splooge. So we're gonna attach a new line there, run it all the way back to the back. We're gonna attach a new line there. This line here is going all the way back there. See it back all the way back there? That's where it's going. Then this line is going over there. No, that one's too tight. Tom's not giving up on us. Come on. I need some PB blaster. The truck's on fire. Can I have some PB blaster?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
You don't have to. No, I caught the truck on fire. Well, that didn't help.
Wheels on it though.
Can you not be on fire anymore for 2 seconds? Oh my goodness. Stop being so dramatic, truck. Careful, John, there's fire everywhere. Hot water, hot shower. Smoking green cauliflower. My lawyer said it's urgent. I'm gonna call him in an hour.
Got that.
Has anybody got the adjustable wrench? Brake lines.
Do you guys want to move out real quick?
As soon as he gets me that adjustable wrench, yeah.
We'll pull the tarp long ways.
Sure.
We can adjust everything under the truck.
Sure.
Go, buddy. All right. I'll move these tires.
Dog. Sitting.
Hi, buddy.
Hey.
I just wanted to. I haven't seen what's going on right now, so it's just
This one?
Yeah.
This one's loose, this one's not. And I was giving it the beans right there and it still wasn't moving. Well, now it's on fire. It stopped being on fire for 2 freaking seconds.
It's so drawn.
Dog. All right, let's cut that off. It's the right one, right? That one goes over here, then woo.
Did it blow or it's gonna blow?
It blew. It blew up here.
We getting new fittings?
Yeah, Dad's supposed to be getting
Awesome.
everything. Let's just take this loose here, and Scott wants to move the tarp. Let's move the tarp, and then get back in here. I want you to address that carrier bearing next, if you got a second.
Dude, this truck is a fighter.
What people don't know, there's no way to tell this story in the amount of time that somebody will watch. They're gonna get highlights.
There's no way.
But the highlights are so high.
The highlights are us just fist pumping, you know, knuckle banging, hand slapping.
Then we instantly, soon as we touch the brake pedal, blow 3 brake lines.
I'm telling you, dude,
That
it
was
is just.
by hand. I just did that with I blew 3 brake lines with my hand.
That's how strong he is. We've been
His
telling
arms
you.
are bigger than my legs, though.
We've been telling you how strong he is. All right, I gotta pee. I'm gonna have to like Sharpie on here which one's the power button. I can't. I don't know what's wrong with my brain that I can't
figure it out.
remember which side the power button is.
You can do it without looking.
Wow. He's strong and smart.
I didn't know they made 4-wheel drive F-350s back in 1960. Look at them motors on there.
They're cool, huh?
Devin hasn't noticed that I got the directions just completely wrong. I was in the moment, I completely forgot they were directional.
They're all wrong.
The right rear wheel's right. One of the fronts is gonna be wrong and one of the left rears is wrong.
I don't care.
The left rear
We were trying to get that shot and I completely forgot the directional, started putting them on.
Don't care.
Is correct.
I don't think it's gonna make too much. But yeah, right rear.
It's gonna be fun.
So if we're gonna get in some mud, get the right rear in the mud.
Yeah. All right. What are we doing?
I got both my brake lines broke loose. I'm waiting for Dad to figure out what I have for brake lines. You guys can work on that carry bearing and work on getting wherever that brake line ends loose so we can replace it. And
Yes.
then I will work on getting whatever the thing does on the other side loose. John's carrier bearing.
That's a really cool look right here though, with the tarp under there with the lights and
Tires set it off.
Give me a little juice in here.
Sure.
buddy, I don't know where that green light went.
Okay.
It's up in there.
Oh,
It's
it's
on the
up in
drive
there?
shaft right now.
Oh, cool. John, are you doing carrier bearing?
Yes, sir.
That's all the way back here.
Oh, yes it is. That's quite far away, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll get in on the other side and check that brake line.
Yep, so the carrier bearing is completely pulled out of its bushing. Well, the bushing is completely pulled out of
Housing.
the housing. So
Is it
I
on?
need to drop this carrier bearing down
It is like
and
Put it back.
put it back. All right, everybody, when I hit this, close your eyes because it is gonna knock some crap off
Sure.
here. Ready?
Go for it. I'm on.
We're just a pile up right now, you know. Just a couple of goofy goobers.
Devin, how you doing over there?
There we go. Now we're cooking. I don't even care about the ticks anymore, dude. Whatever. They're my friends now. They live with me. All right, let's hit it.
Let me get my wrench on there. Oh, that's warm.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, John. Let
Hold
me do
on.
this.
Let me look at something real quick.
So,
Dude, it's not even in there, is it? Look in there. Is that even gonna make a difference? Yeah. I'm gonna get a hammer.
only other thing we could do, John, is put a breaker bar on this top bolt up here. If we could get a 6-point socket and like that long ratchet, I might be able to
Okay.
get her loose if you want to try that.
Worst case, we could break it.
Yeah.
Break the bolts, because there's through bolts.
Yeah. So you want to try to seat this back in? or you want to try to?
Yeah, I
Get the
don't.
bolts
Moving
out.
the bracket isn't really going to do much.
Well, the bracket will drop down, and then we can move it back and put it back in place.
I'm gonna grab a hammer and prep it real quick.
Yeah.
You can start working on your line if you want. I'll mess with this. You can take the light and the torch and everything. I'm just gonna get a prep on here.
This should get us this one, and then I definitely can get the other one. As long as we don't break another line, we'll be good. There's only one line, well, there's only one wheel left to break a line. There's a couple lines on the back across the axle that could blow. But these ones, this one blew here because it was rubbed on something. How's the carrier bearing?
We didn't get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, John tried to heat it up, and we were trying to get this off, and so we decided that he was just going to pry it back in or hit it with a hammer.
Well, whenever that's done, you're done back there.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Okay.
Very good.
Well, dude, I think we are ready to start this thing.
You think?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do it.
We haven't started it from the ignition yet. We don't know if the ignition will start it.
Got your key?
Yeah, let me check it out. We've been using the starter all day on our little button here. So let's try our actual starting circuit and see what happens. Everybody ready?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Yep. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
Is the battery hooked up?
Oh, the battery's not hooked up. All right, we got battery, we got fuel pump.
Fire in the hole.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Ready, let's do it. Yes! Oh, it's barely cranked over at all, man.
Kill the battery.
Go,
Kill the battery.
Bump the key.
Kill the battery.
Kill it. Oh, yeah.
Starter stuff.
I couldn't get the starters. I couldn't get it out of crank. The ignition was stuck.
What a high, then what a low.
Yeah.
Again.
It's
It was
okay.
stuck on crank.
Did you hear how little time it took?
Dude, it just
It
bumped.
didn't even turn over.
That is awesome. All right, let me adjust the process here, and then we'll go again.
All right, sounds good.
Hook the battery back up.
Yep. Fuel pump?
Yep.
Dude, it just bumps.
Ready?
Yep.
No, it does not. That is awesome, dude.
Get it?
All the way down, baby.
Get
me out of this field. Get me out of here, dog. I'm done. Scott, what do you think?
I think every step of the way has been a challenge, and every challenge we have overcome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this thing has fought literally every step of the way. There's been nothing that went easy, but it just kept pushing.
Yeah. If I knew the obstacles we were gonna have, I would say there's no way. There's no way we could figure that out. There's no way we get that done. I mean, as soon as we got here with the inner tubes, I was like, we're done. We can't do anything about it. You know, we got no inner tubes.
That seems so far away now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And then we got the inner tubes, and I was like, I can't believe we got the inner tubes. And then the real thing was when we got to the flywheel, I was like, there's no way we can do this. And then somehow we got it. It's like everything just keeps falling into place.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy. Well, that's it for tonight. I think we've got everything situated to where we can get here real early in the morning, hop in this thing and start our 600-mile drive home. The kicker about it taking a day longer than we wanted it to is we have a day less to get home. So we have to get home tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. We got to be at work on Monday. So we have to make it. Good night. All right, you guys ready? How's our brakes feeling, Devin? Hard.
Wait, we have turn signals?
Yeah. Good to the right. You're still good to the right. Good.
Woo! Nice shift!
Speed might be worse than we thought.
Oh.
I just don't have enough throttle travel. I think the throttle linkage needs opened up more. I think I'm only getting to like quarter throttle. When lights off, I'm gonna raise our voltage a little bit.
Yeah.
We're driving this thing.
We're driving, dude.
Is that the feed store?
Yeah, dude, we're approaching town.
That's brakes, dude. Brakes are manual. They're gonna wear in, but they are manual. Bless you.
Could be the carrier bang I was hearing.
I don't think so. I think that's something in that clutch.
It's getting real gnarly on this right side.
We got something going on. Yeah, Riley's is right there. You can almost see it. I'm just afraid we're losing a wheel.
Yeah, we could be losing a wheel.
All right, hop out, see if you can see where that's coming from.
Yep.
I think it is that drive shaft.
What's up? This wheel. So, the rear carrier bearing popped out of its bushing. Drive shaft was flopping around like crazy. Now, we've got it kind of set back in, and I'm putting this hose clamp on this slip joint of this drive shaft, so the drive shaft can't come back forward. It's gonna have no choice but to stay in place, which is gonna hold that carrier bearing in. We're in a church parking lot. The pastor said church starts in about 45 minutes. So we gotta get out of here. Cause he said it's gonna fill up quick. So we're pretty close to O'Reilly's. I think this is gonna get us there.
Yeah.
Yep, this is gonna take us to O'Reilly's. Dude, that's it, it's not coming back out. That hose clamp is gonna hold the slip joint of the drive shaft all the way out, and it's not gonna have a choice but to stay in.
Sweet. Okay.
All right, hey, we're heading over to O'Reilly's. Yep.
You can't get out in here, huh? Oh, there's a...
Yeah, there's an exit.
Oh, an exit, cool.
Can you work the brake?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, just
Like
hold,
over
just hold
top
the
of
brake.
you?
Either that or just hold the gas, one or the other. Should be good. Thank you.
So, Hopefully one of these is the right carrier bang, and
That actually looks good.
we can get it replaced. This does look pretty good.
Inner diameter.
Yeah. The only thing is we're not really gonna know until we tear it apart, which is kind of sketchy, but
These line up too, so.
we're just gonna have to do it. But the good thing is we might be able to just drop these bolts and then slip it out of this slip joint in the front slip joint, and we'll be rolling. We're really in it now. We've made it 3.7 miles out of 600. Devin says he's a percentage guy. What percent is that? What's 3.7 of 600?
What does that make it, like 0.5?
Yep. 0.5. Oh, hold on. I gotta get the socket out here first.
Is this the exhaust?
Close your eyes. Oh, half inchy. Sorry I didn't give a warning.
You got it, buddy. All right, we're ready for the chisel.
Yeah, bro. And the twitch. Awesome. That's sick.
Right there.
The lone carrier bearing, meeting the end of its life, is in pieces.
No, sure. 43. Nope.
Way too big.
Not it. This bearing doesn't feel bad.
It was
So
just
you
the bushing.
disassemble that. The only thing that was wrong was the bushing.
Yeah.
Wishbone.
Oh, that was gonna be a lot more of a fight. Those hands.
What time are you getting home at?
Not tomorrow.
You don't think so?
Tomorrow. We'll be home tomorrow.
Sometime after midnight.
Oh.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. 4 a.m. maybe.
So what we're working on now is we don't have any brake lights. We don't have a way to get a brake light switch on this because it used to be controlled by pressure. It's called a brake pressure switch. Nobody has one in stock. I can't get one when I need it. So these are the two wires that used to go out there to the brake light switch, to the brake pressure switch. We're gonna put them in here. And then we have this little switch I just bought. We're gonna stick it right here, like that, and like that. And then we're gonna yell back, you ready?
Yeah, good. Do it again. Yep. Yeah.
Brake lights. So if there's a cop behind us, or somebody that looks like they're not paying attention, brake lights.
What's up, everybody? We're here at the Shell. She's running interesting. It was running so interesting we couldn't even record.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it's basically undrivable at the moment.
Right now we have
Yeah.
a real bad issue that's not an issue with the car per se. It's more that the top speed is like 45. We're strung out doing 45. RPMs are through the roof, and we're doing 45.
The numbers are off the charts.
Have a tachometer?
No. Also didn't have a speedometer, so I'm guessing we were doing 45. So we're gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna get more water in it, make sure it's topped off. I adjusted the carburetor a little bit, and we're gonna push it again. Worst comes to worst, luckily Dad and Mom didn't leave us, and we'll get a U-Haul trailer, put it up on a trailer and tow it home.
But we're not giving up yet.
We're not giving up.
No.
I'm gonna take some water and just pour it on that radiator, try to cool it down.
It's the loudest vehicle I've ever been in. I think so. It is
loudest,
so loud in there.
The
Sketchy,
dirtiest.
dirtiest,
You
poopiest.
need safety glasses.
Oh yeah, the whole time you're driving, there's
Riding
just
in
stuff
this.
from the floorboards coming up into your eyes.
Oh yeah.
It is an interesting ride. This thing at 45 is unbelievable. Watch.
Hey, I wonder. We had this thing opened all the way.
Is it flowing now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we had this
It's
all
this.
the way out? It's
Yeah.
pulling against that tank. Now it's full.
So this thing here,
They need to be out or in.
It needs to be in.
In.
Out closes it.
all the way in. All right. Set that there.
All right. I think we
Screw it down tight.
Just leave a little bit there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right.
I think we've been
We got it,
down
John. Vapor locked.
So you think we just got mocked?
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
We gotta make it home.
We gotta get her home.
We gotta get her home, dude.
I hope Eric's truck's doing all right.
All right, we're on our way.
Dude, so
11 hours and 49 minutes of this. At half speed makes it at least 15, 16 hours of this. Here we go, though.
No breakdowns. We're saying 16 hours.
No idea what that was.
That was aggressive. That was super aggressive.
we got a flat tire.
Oh, yep. Lost the tire.
Is that what it just tire just went down?
Yeah.
I thought I seen it looking low.
Bro, look at that field behind us.
It is beautiful out here.
Goes on
That's
for days.
insane.
Wonder what happened.
Start pumping it up.
And try. Get that air pump.
Yeah, hopefully that
We need
tube's
to
in good
undo
shape.
You gotta see that one back here.
So, thank you. That's the great part of a dually, though. Steal a back wheel. Yeah, it's been at 4.3 the whole time.
So it's not gonna pump up. All right, let's get to switching it then. I think it's the valve stem. The valve stem wasn't centered properly.
Talked to John. He put those on, and I think he said he had a hard time with those lugs.
that one
if
over
we
there,
can
those
avoid
lug nuts, you don't want to touch them.
Yeah, here, buddy.
We're better off with this side.
Yeah, if we can avoid it, don't take off anything on the
Okay, that's
that
the
left
side
rear.
he was
It's in
talking.
bad shape. Since this tire's done, do you want to see if we can just make it to that driveway right there? Or?
No, the tire's not done. The inner tube is.
Right.
We have a chance of getting a tube if we need to and fixing that tire.
Right.
I think that one's off the ground. I see daylight under it.
Good to pull it?
I think so, yeah.
That for a reason.
We got suicide door, we got suicide rims,
rims.
we got suicide scooter,
You know,
for the suicide
It is,
squad.
isn't it? I was feeling pretty good there.
I tell you what, I was like, man, we're gonna be humming that thing.
It's so loud in there. We need air protection somehow. I think my headphones are in the green bag. I can get those.
I have my AirPods in my bag.
That'll work.
Can't really carry on a conversation.
No, you're screaming to communicate.
Here, it's fine. You try it out. You see how loud it is. I'll drive 6, 7.
I believe you. This thing's actually kind of squirrely too. So that's you. Yeah.
Be real careful, Scott.
all right, I'm watching this jack.
Okay. Let me know if it looks sketchy.
It looks sketchy. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do the bottom first, maybe in.
Oh, we're good. She can't fall now.
She can't?
No.
We're on.
Oh, we're on?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. All right.
We're back on the road, boys.
It's our last lug nut.
Back in action, baby.
Back in it.
Yeah, dog. I had a feeling if another one was gonna go, it was gonna be this one. How's that new jack we just bought, dude? That was some good thinking.
Oh,
It doesn't have a lot of chutzpah, does it?
I just found that out.
Doesn't have a lot of what? Chutzpah. Cojones. Strength.
Okay.
Yeah, that's giving us.
There's room there.
There it is. Yeah, yeah, dude, this little jack. Oh, I don't know.
Can you use them in combination, maybe?
Yeah, we might have to get both on it.
No, to me.
Yeah, dude.
It's way thicker.
Here's a problem right there.
Thicker.
Well, if these people have a pool, we can give them these. Oh. Yeah, that's not for a truck.
Right here.
Yeah, it just blew the side out of it.
I bet that happened when he was putting them in.
Yeah, it's a scratch. Look.
What's so thin?
That happened when he was putting it in.
Yeah, it weakened the sidewall.
These look good as home. The only thing I'm worried about, Dad, is that going to work with the way that wheel goes on? That long valve stem? Are they both long valve stems?
He was saying something about the long valve stems in the front.
I don't know if it's going to catch the way that dually goes on. We could flip it and put it on backwards.
Yes, we could.
We could put it on the other way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then it doesn't matter.
Let's do it.
And we'll just do one, and that thing is not going to let us down, you know?
Might have that one. We're gonna put some purple power on this just to get a little slick, so it's able to move inside the tire. And if you don't, try to mix it with a little water too.
I don't know if that'll eat the rubber. You think?
No.
He was using.
He was using Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Was he? Oh, he's using like TB Blast.
Well, UV blaster.
Okay.
Or purple power.
What do you think?
Truck's rolling.
Truck's rolling.
Yeah, when I get as soon as the wheel starts coming up and down the truck.
All right, so we need to chalk that wheel.
All right, I'll get you something.
It was so long ago.
I remember him putting the inner tube in, airing it up, and then sticking that rim down with that. He had the wire on it. Tennessee is trying to keep us.
Are we still in Tennessee?
No idea.
Probably.
I don't think so. We are in Kentucky.
We're in Kentucky?
Yeah, we made it to Kentucky.
Hey.
That kid really made it look easy.
He did.
Let's get a 15 first. So they're putting the new inner tube in the first tire that blew. The second tire is already repaired right there. We got it fixed alongside the road here. We're in some guy's driveway.
Really nice guy.
If this is your driveway and you're watching this video, thank you for your service. But there's another Tractor Supply 4 minutes within our route. We're gonna need more tubes. Judging by the difference in the tubes that we're putting in versus the ones that are coming out, these ones are like for like sledding down a hill, not for holding up an F-350. Ours are much thicker. So we are gonna try to get some more tubes where we can. We're gonna throw this one wheel on here and get back on the road.
We got some wedges. I call them JoJo's, but apparently down here they're called wedges. And I got a Cajun chicken sandwich.
I got a fried chicken thigh, some fried mushrooms, chicken tenders. He gave us a bunch of stuff for free.
You gave us a whole bag of cookies?
Gave us a whole big bag of cookies for free. Dude was cool. Probably looked at us and looked at what we were driving, and looked at our clothes and like, I need to feed these guys. They're in rough shape. So imagine that's what happened there.
Yeah, but I mean, way to feel some empathy.
Yeah.
We just made it probably 75, 80 miles at least with not a single issue.
Yeah.
Last 80 miles, I mean, just smooth sailing, awesome.
Up and over and down rolling hills, around bends, cows, pigs, livestock.
Out in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
We went probably 25 miles with no gas station.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, where's the gas station around here? We're driving, like a half hour later, a gas station pops up.
But yeah, I mean, last hour has been awesome. No issues. So hoping for that the rest of the trip. If that happens the rest of the trip, we're looking to be home at probably 3:30. Gas stops and everything. If it keeps running the way it is, no more blowouts, no more engine running issues, then we're shooting for 3:30. If they happen again, are only going to be maybe 15 minutes max for a blowout. So that's really good news. But yeah, we're looking really good.
How's the volume in there?
What?
How's the volume in there?
What?
How's the volume in the car?
Oh, permanent damage. I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. It's permanent hearing damage. I'm gonna need to find some earplugs here quick. I thought they would have some at the T-Mart, but they did not have any hearing protection at the T-Mart. I've got my AirPods in, not playing anything, just to plug some of my ears, and it's deafening. I was standing in the bathroom, and my ears were just ringing. It was unbelievable. So, yeah, one of the loudest things I've ever ridden in.
The other rig says they want to drive through the night.
I just told the camera we were getting home at 3:30, so.
We ain't gonna get home standing here. So. It's so hot. It's like.
I actually think it's the hottest day of the year.
What's it, 96 right now? The GoPros are like, you get
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Before the GoPros are overheated and not working.
We got a supply of water.
Yeah, we've been crushing waters.
You can do it.
There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go.
Gotta talk to her a little bit.
Here we go.
What happened?
Boat tire.
Really?
Another one. Different one. Or another
I
one.
would never expected that. In an unforeseen turn of events, we blown another tire. Let's get to it. But luckily, this guy right here is the rim with the ring master and has us a spare aired up and ready to go. Well, it's not supposed to be a spare. We're 3-wheel drive, 5-wheel total right now, but it'll be good. Here's your problem. You got no air in it.
You felt it early on, huh? Yeah, you're getting used to knowing what that feels like.
Well, it was after that stop back there.
Yeah.
We stopped.
Too much load on it.
We stopped, and then we pulled away, and as soon as we started to pull away, the steering wheel started pulling me to the left, and I was like, maybe it's that brake. I'd rather be this than the brake, honestly.
Yo, yeah, for sure.
But,
Sure.
here we are. Here we are.
Oh, dude, this bottle jack is a lifesaver.
Better?
Oh, yeah.
Last plug is by any chance?
Oh, it's it's either an inch or a 15/16. No, it's a 15/16. Pretty certain. Well, it's running really good, so it really just seems like tires. Every couple hours, blow a tire. What? Those burrowing bugs.
What about him?
That's what Devin has, dude. His arm's getting worse.
The skin. He's got bugs in his skin.
He's got bugs in his skin, dude. What's wrong with that dude? He's got bugs in his skin. Oh, they put too much air in it. That's heavy. Nathan, how's your ride?
It's honestly a little difficult, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can't figure out exactly what position you want your seat in.
Yeah, dude.
You don't get the excitement, though, of your door flying open.
I haven't seen that happen yet.
It's been happening a lot.
I was questioning those latches while we were there.
Yeah, they're not very latchy. I'm having a really good time, though.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. And now that it's cooling off, I mean, it's still hot, but it's like 90 now instead of 96. So it actually, 90 after a whole day of 96 feels pretty nice. It's so funny how efficient we are at this now. It's just like a routine stop. It's just
Literally.
change engines too.
Is it? There's something leaking from underneath the truck.
I think it's water. I think he's opening the radiator cap. But it is leaking gas also, so also could be gas.
Water. Water. Water.
So I'll give you an update on what I'm doing. I don't know if I told you. The one thing is, we're changing this cap out that came with it, which has an insanely heavy spring for a 7-pound spring. The other thing is we're blowing over our fuel system because it's running over the exhaust. So I'm turning the fuel system to run just right up over the valve cover and then out. Pour some water on me in the name of love.
I'm hot. Sugar sweet from my head to my feet. Alright, we have 2 good inner tubes on our front tires, which makes me feel a lot better.
About what, 100 miles a tire? Give or take. Devin's ready to go.
For reference, we pulled out 58 seconds ago. Bad?
It's just got a wobble it didn't have before.
Is that what's making a wobble? Do you want to try to run them by hand? See how they feel?
Some of them are reverse thread, some are regular thread. So we gotta go kind of easy with it. I'm not sure which they are, but yeah. Hey, long time no see.
Right? Been a minute.
Oh yeah, one of the lug nuts is loose. That's all I can see. There's washers on this wheel, so I put them back, and it's not meant to have them. It's not meant to have these washers, which they were on there, so I just put them back on. What's actually done now?
What? That one's not doing anything, it's completely done. It's just spinning. It's just toast. Yes. That was reversed. Let's try that, see how it goes.
See if we still have
if that's
that
not
wobble.
fixed our wobble. Right after that, we got a pretty bad wobble, and I think we put that bent wheel on the left front.
Adventure, baby.
Adventure. Adventure's out there.
You just gotta know where to find it. We're finding it in the West Main Head Start. That's where we're finding our adventure. We're seeing if we can make it a little quieter. It is unbearably loud. Oh, it actually fell off. That's why. That would be why it's loud. Yeah, when we came through those mountains and those rocks, it broke off, and it's unbearable loud. Now I have my AirPods in, and I was taking my AirPods out and plugging my ears, and it's still giving me a headache. Broke off the front tunnel. Open header.
Yeah.
There's no exhaust on it at all. Yeah, it's loud.
I mean, I have an idea, but it's too... Put it back through and take that hammer, bend it around the exhaust and pull it back up.
Yeah, dude, get that brake loose. Maybe
It's so loud.
cut it, shove it through.
We're at 7 hours right now. We got 7 hours to go, like that.
Notch it around, bend it over, stick it back on. See if we can get the brake loose. Probably 9/16, half inch, something like that.
All right, John, you want to get the rest of the exhaust down?
Yeah.
It's probably cool, but
It drives, it seems to be driving really good. It's just unbearable. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Oh, baby. Rusty muffler. There she is. And this is much better than what we got, so hopefully we can make it work. I feel like I just walked out of a concert. When you walk out of a concert and your head's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like that.
Do you need some like Advil?
I might take some. Fatigue fracture.
Snips to clean that up with.
Dude, so I was looking, it said we were supposed to get home at like 4:30 something. Obviously that's not happening. But if we get home at 5, we got up at 5. That's 24 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta slip it over. You're gonna slip it over. Wrap the exhaust around it.
You want to explain that? Because I actually didn't fully understand it.
So, what we have, hopefully what we're gonna do to get this thing to quiet down at least a little bit, where this goes onto the truck, it like swells over a flange. The flange comes up behind it, pinches it to the exhaust. What we're gonna do is, since we can't swell this, we don't have a tool to do that. Here, we're taking the flange off because it's snapped off clean. We're gonna slide the flange down over this, then we're gonna take a hammer and bend these 4 pieces down around that flange, and then use that to sandwich it back up to the manifold, and hopefully that'll hold on for 7 hours and 8 minutes.
Fix that hole. I don't have a tack, so calm down. Don't make it too quiet.
You know what you could do, John? You could take some of that aluminum foil and stick it over the hole in here.
Oh, dude, we were talking about that. Yeah, I'm gonna stuff some of that aluminum foil in there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that a little bit ago. You gonna hold my light, buddy? Oh.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Do it. I think
Plug some of these holes up.
I think I'm just gonna stuff it.
Look, you see that?
Custom.
Yeah, we could use aluminum
Made
foil.
that.
Custom.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it.
Hey, do you want to see how much sweat comes out of my gloves?
Yeah.
It's really gross. Watch this. Watch.
All right. Dude, that's good.
Ready? I'm dripping.
Christy?
Gross, huh?
No.
Gross.
Dude, we got a new exhaust for the truck. If you zoom in really close right here, it looks like we got a brand new exhaust for the truck.
It's a moment I'm falling for you. Fixing you, my fella.
Dude, that was beautiful. We harmonized there. Did you hear me, my dad?
Yeah. Yeah, you're like the Jackson 5.
Well, this YouTube thing doesn't work
The
out.
Romano 2.
Devin, give us a quick update.
Exhaust? Fixed. End of update.
Wow, it's dark.
Hi. So what do you guys think so far?
I think that's much improved. We can actually have a conversation.
Yeah, it's not too bad in here anymore.
Yeah. We couldn't even hear each other talk.
Yeah, there was no way we were going to drive home like that.
But now the exhaust is on, it's not coming back off.
No, it's not.
I love the new exhaust.
Me too.
Headlights, buddy.
Thank you.
That worked quickly.
What happened?
She's got warmed up. I'm thinking maybe the belt was a little loose and it wasn't turning the water pump like it should. I don't know.
See if we can get some water. The good thing is the engine's not hot. I think we just blow it over.
Overflow.
I'm just gonna make an overflow real quick.
We're making one out of this water bottle.
For sure.
We just need 3/8 hose, which I think is in the back.
And a drill. There you are, my man. This is the Chevy Love's mean older brother.
It is. It really is.
Ronnie. You don't want to mess with him.
We have a Chevy love and a Ford hate. Sorry, I'm lacking in sleep. And I don't have my knife because I left it at the hotel.
Despicable F-O-R-D.
Yeah.
Did you grab a screwdriver?
Yeah, I'll give you my.
It ain't easy being cheesy. We just need some zip ties. We'll zip tie right there. Actually, this side of the engine bay is way cooler.
Good call.
Hey.
That was mine.
Oh no!
That was mine.
Wait.
Is it salvageable?
No way, dude.
Nice.
This is good.
Oh, that's nice.
But that's not yours.
That is mine.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's mine over there. Oh, yours
No, you're right. No, you're right. That is your coffee.
Quit touching my stuff.
No, you did.
Oh, it's even bigger. Look at it.
That's what.
You going all the way over there with it?
At this point, just put it in the bed of the truck.
Just put it in with us, yeah.
You can actually put it in my truck.
Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna respill this coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink it before. It's a bad place to set it. That's my fault.
Doesn't cap anymore without it.
I gotta go through that thing then. Just take the film off.
I think it caps. This is the actual cap.
Yeah.
You can drill plastic backwards. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's biting your fingers like that. Just put it in reverse. It's just plastic.
Right there. Good back to that. Yeah. It is garbage.
Good.
Are we not putting the yellow one on?
No class.
It just bothers me.
Dude, look at this.
It got it itself, dog. There's nothing I can do about it.
Looks great. I'm happy with it. See that? It's really good.
Try not to overheat this time, okay?
Okay. How many more hours do we have, Devin? 5. Why you got roundabouts in a ghost town, huh?
You got a roundabout before your roundabout. I bet they spray Roundup in this roundabout.
I bet they do.
What are you so round up about?
Well, guys, what an adventure. That was insane. I think going into it, we were optimistic, like always.
A little naive.
A little naive. Which is helpful, I think. I think that we were optimistic by the pictures. We were optimistic about how long it had been sitting.
Yeah.
But here we are. The thing has proved us all wrong a few times.
Yeah, I didn't believe it.
A few times along the way. I mean, it proved us wrong how nice we thought it was, and then it proved us wrong how bad we thought it was.
Yeah.
There's times that we thought it wasn't going to make it, and then it made it anyway, but it wasn't without a lot of perseverance.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the biggest physical and mental challenge I can think of in my life. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It really was at times.
Yeah, I've never doubted our ability to get something running until this trip.
But then there's the last leg of the trip. It's just running so good.
Good morning.
We walked to school all by ourselves.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I wasn't asking you. I was asking them.
Oh, I hope they're doing good.
Nobody's talking to you, John.
Nobody was talking to you, man. John has something in his eye.
I'm losing it.
He got some rat poop in there.
I think, dude, it came up from the floor when you were doing like 60.
It's festered.
When he was doing 60 around the bends, he was doing a canyon run in the ramp truck.
The sun's coming up, man.
With 5 wheels on it.
Yeah.
It took us 12 hours to do the first 4 hours, and then and then the rest of the trip it went pretty smooth.
You've been getting pretty silly with this thing the whole time, but I mean, at what point is it gonna get real crazy?
We get to the last half hour.
Alright.
Last 30 minutes, we're gonna see what she'll do. But all of that wouldn't have been possible without all the help we had along the way.
No, absolutely.
I mean,
No doubt.
there was just no shortage of people that stepped up and just grabbed the tool, grabbed a job somewhere or another. I mean, personally, I need to thank my parents. My mom and dad took us down there, which I think they were a little optimistic as well, probably because we played them up to it a bit, but they were supposed to just drop us off and leave us there.
Sacrifice their whole vacation.
and then they were going to go on a trip. And I think once my dad saw the truck, he's a little bit more of a realist than I am.
Yeah.
He was like, you guys are going to need help.
He didn't have the rose-colored glasses like we did.
No.
We're gonna hang out.
Yeah, with little beer goggles maybe.
Yeah.
But they stayed and they saved us multiple times along the way.
No way we could have done it without them.
No way we would have made it if they'd have just left us like the plan was.
Yeah.
Now the truck never needed help as far as towing, but running parts, getting that starter for us was just paramount.
And I think even just the mental aspect of it. I mean, when we were in this thing, knowing that there's a running vehicle behind us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. And we were gonna all 4 ride in this thing on the way back, including the cameraman, which I don't think would have been possible.
Absolutely not, especially with the door that doesn't stay closed, and every time you make a turn, you're falling out the door with 3 people. 4 people, there's no way.
Somebody would have flown out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have left somebody down there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Took a village to bring this thing home.
It really did.
Yeah.
It did. But that last leg of the trip was beautiful. We had the canyon run.
Oh yeah.
Scott, how do you feel about the canyon run?
Not good.
I hope it comes through how fast we were going.
I had, a really good idea about the workings of this truck, and I was hoping she would hold together. But then when we got doing that canyon run and started really pushing it, I was a little freaked out by that.
Yeah, we were somewhere in Kentucky, in the mountains, and I knew if we blew a tire, if we broke something else, there was nowhere to pull off. It was rock face on one side and rock face on the other. So maybe going faster wasn't the right idea, but I was just trying to get through there and find somewhere we could pull off if it broke down.
Well, that's eventually what blew the downpipe off. Was that?
Oh, it blew off in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Because down through those canyons, it was popping and making all kind of crazy noises.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'd like to give a shout out to Ken. He did not live as close as I thought he did when we were talking about him coming out. He lives like 45 minutes to an hour away from us. He was out there most of the day Saturday and then met us at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday to get the shots of this thing pulling out of its grave. So big shout out to Ken in that segment he did.
Yeah, and just a genuine nice guy.
Yeah, really.
I mean, he not only did all that shooting for us, but he ran us to the parts store in his truck a couple times.
He did take us to the O'Reillys a few times.
He strapped himself to his truck to do the rolling shots. But he was a trooper. Genuinely a really nice guy.
He had a new camera he was really excited about. He had it out there in the dirt. And,
in the middle of that field.
Yeah, dude, he came through well.
Yeah, so big shout out to Ken. Really appreciate that.
Also, huge shout out to Tom. Without Tom, this probably wouldn't have been possible. We had free reign of his shop, the use of his torch, any tools we needed. He brought us power out, he brought us fans out to keep us cool in the 100-degree sunlight. So Thank you so much, Tom.
To some complete strangers.
Strangers.
To Tom.
On
Yeah,
his
we don't
property.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, the second we were there, he acted like he'd known us forever.
But we're not strangers now.
No, not at all.
We're not strangers now.
Super solid guy. So
yeah, it
thank you,
goes
Tom.
to show. I mean, the community, the car community as a whole.
Yeah.
People just, they just love cars. They have similar interests in how that can create a friendship so quickly.
Yeah.
Tom was just a really solid guy.
For sure, if we're ever back in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna see Tom. We're gonna see Tom.
We have
again.
to see Tom.
Yeah.
Same way, what I was just thinking with Ken. I've only met Ken one time.
Yeah.
He did all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he's just a personable guy. I mean, that was the first time I had met Tom, and we had a lot of really awesome
Oh,
conversations.
he fit right in. Yeah, he was a good dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom hopped in and was grabbing tools. It was crazy.
Just getting her done. I think the fact that nothing that this truck threw at us, we weren't able to fix.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, no matter how dark it was looking, every single thing that happened, we all just jumped in and worked like a fine oil machine to get her back on the road 14 times. So
yeah, it was pretty nuts.
That's my huge takeaway with this trip is that I feel like it threw everything it had at us. And here she sits. So
yeah. I think another takeaway is how quickly you can have a change of scenery and make memories like we did that weekend.
Yeah.
Like we did on this trip. I mean, with a couple Facebook messages to Tom and some parts online, we were in Nashville, Tennessee building a truck.
Yeah.
And creating a story that we're gonna have forever.
Yeah.
And it's possible. We're not special. We're not better than anybody else. I mean, anybody could go out and do what we did.
Sure.
You just have to commit yourself to it.
You sure did.
You can have adventures like that. Now, at your own risk, because holy cow, that was an adventure.
It was rough.
But thank you guys for coming along with us to watch all this. Thank you for any support you've given, whether it's a simple like or subscribe or buying a t-shirt from our merch store. That's all the stuff that we're going to use to continue these trips, continue these adventures, to continue to make this content for you guys. So if it's something you like to watch, or if it's something that you think your friends would like to watch, send it to them. Give us a like, give us a hit the bell.
Hit the bell. You never miss an upload.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Get me out of this thing, dude. Oh my god.
Let your shit start out white.
Yeah, dude. What an experience, man.
I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Honestly.
I mean, really though,
Dude,
that was crazy.
No joke. Like, yeah.
Ugh.
Wow.
I'm like speechless.
Yeah, I mean, I have no words.
Yeah. There was so many times I was like, dude, we're done. We're not gonna make it.
And
We're gonna have
20 times after that.
And then how do you find a tow truck to tow a tow truck?
Yeah.
This thing's 30 foot long.
In all the years we've been driving sketchy stuff, I've never doubted we were gonna make it. But I mean, 14 times we talked about it on the way down. I doubted us 14 times.
Yeah, this thing broke down literally 14 times yesterday. It took us 24 hours, over 24 hours to make an 8-hour drive.
Non-stop.
Goodness.
Just no words.
I really didn't think. For a minute, I was like, man, I don't know. This is getting bad.
There was a minute we thought it was getting bad.
There were several of them.
Not only did we leave Thursday night to get there Friday morning at like 9 a.m. to completely rebuild this thing.
I mean, truly rebuild it.
And then drive it 24 hours straight to get it here.
After 34 years.
After 34 years sitting in a field.
And 14 breakdowns.
At least. At least. We have to, we'll have to write them all down. Oh.
Well, I think there's only one thing left to do.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
That
Seriously.
is insane.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm going home.